top five.
Yeah, girl. You ready to do this? You ready to count this thing down? We're doing the top 5, her. Yeah, set it off with 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, if you had to have an anime superpower,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Top 5 anime superpowers? Shit. That's pretty good.
Do any have invisibility?
That's pretty white, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to say eating endless bowls of ramen.
There you go.
That is it.
I will say when I see a sexy girl have my nose bleed, but really kill somebody with it.
Perfect.
Like, that's my weapon.
Nah, I got to go with being a Super Saiyan. I'm sorry. That shit's dope.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
Really?
I
I
don't know
mean,
about that.
I mean, you go into battle, you start dying, you get stronger. What kind of crap is that?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense, though.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
But
make
that's
sense.
why you want it,
I
right?
mean, you were just talking about your nose violently bleeding,
Yeah, it makes sense.
but that's okay. That's just okay.
Yeah, mine's triggered by a sexy female.
Now, is it like,
Just biology there.
are we talking like crappy superpowers or like legit superpowers?
Be whatever you want, baby.
Yeah. However you interpret it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask is like, do you have to have an already established anime power, or is it something you come up with on your own? Like a brand new one? Like a brand new
Hey, if
technique?
you can come up with something, then I'm all ears.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to write a TV show. That's what I'm doing.
I'll be writing down all of these.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's always got
Give
pen
me
and
your
pad.
ideas.
The tongue
We're
show.
gonna be on. The tongue show would be great.
I feel like that'd be an interesting podcast.
Yeah, all you hear is me stick my tongue into something and slurp it, swirl it around.
It's literally one episode. You stick into a socket.
Yeah, and it's
Episode
over.
1, electric socket.
It's like
Episode 2 will never happen.
it's like that game where you have to like stop the baby from trying to kill itself by like, because it like crawls
Like
around
real
on the
life?
ground. No, the video game.
Oh,
it's
what?
like you're a parent and there's like a baby that's like crawling around on the ground, and like it's multiplayer. So like Tongue as an example would be the parent and I'd be the baby and be like, oh, I'm gonna go in this closet because I know there's bleach in here. I'm gonna drink some bleach. I'm gonna go in the oven, turn it out on, climb into the oven, and like your job is to like go around and be like, no bleach. I'm gonna lock this. Turn the oven
This
off.
is a game?
I've
It's a game.
never heard of this.
Yeah,
game.
it's an actual game.
Oh, wow.
I've never heard of it.
Look it up real quick.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on my 2 playlist for 2018.
It's pretty funny. It's like it's cooperative. You just have a giggle with it the whole time. 'cause you're-
Is it called
Couch Co-op?
Giggle
Yeah,
Babies?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Giggle Babies.
Giggle Babies 2017 Simulator. And that came out this year?
No, not this year.
Ah, fuck.
2015.
Wow.
Nah, we're too late.
Well, there goes
you
my
think-
top game.
You think I would have dropped that if it was this year?
Yeah, I think
been
you
up.
would have dropped the baby.
Before?
Well, how about we talk about video games? How does that sound? We'll
That
just
sounds-
get right into it.
That sounds pretty good.
You guys cool with that? You guys kosher with that?
Is that what we're here for?
I was here to talk about dropping babies.
I don't know. I was here for 2 things, talking about anime and dropping babies. And with that, let's start the show. Hello and welcome to the PodCavern. Happy New Year, everybody. Yay. We made it. We survived 2017. How about that? We did it. I'm your host, Tung La, and this is Ranked Top 5 list of stuff that don't matter. And for the very first episode of the new year, I brought two brand new guests, actually. Very exciting. And one guy who just snuck his way onto the show. Don't know how he got here, but we needed an extra person. But without further ado, the person to the right of me right now, we have Kevin the Smiler Wiler. How's that sound as a nickname, Kevin?
That was pretty good.
That's pretty
I
good?
didn't expect that one.
No, I didn't know what I was like, I'm going to come up with something clever.
I
But
totally didn't see
Smiler
it
was
coming.
the only thing.
Yep.
You're a smiley guy.
Okay.
You're a happy person.
I can see it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like talking about games.
Pfft, way to spoil the cast. We even introduced the topic. Kevin, who is this sneakster that got onto the show across from you?
Yeah. So on my right we have Ethan Howieson.
Hey.
Ethan.
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody?
The rap god, as some call him.
No, that's Eminem. please.
Oh.
Please.
You look like Eminem in that sweater.
Oh God.
You want
Actually, I kind of. Yeah, I
you
would do.
kinda
I can
do.
see that. Mm-hmm.
Can you rap the entire 8 Mile track?
Mom spaghetti.
That's all you need.
Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, you're done.
Wow.
Arms heavy. Mom spaghetti. There we
Thank
go.
you.
That's it.
Thank you, Eminem. Forget his first name. And Ethan, this brand new, wonderfully bearded guest here. Who is this person?
Brand new, right out of the packaging. We have Tyler Furness here.
Tyler. Once a fan and now on the podcast. See everyone in 2018, dreams come true.
Dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah, we had a secret contest where I make dreams come true. And we had one write-in for the contest, and it was Tyler. So Tyler, thank you for being here.
Thank you for accepting that one right in.
Yeah. We're like, well, should we even do the contest if this one person wrote in? Probably. Well, thank you for being here.
I am honored to be here.
Now, everyone, in our very first episode of 2018, I figured we wanted to talk about the thing that mattered the most in 2017, our entertainment in video games. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
in.
Now, let's talk about it a little bit. Tyler, you have a job that you
I do.
create video games.
I do create video games.
Tell me a little bit about that and what that's like for you.
I mean, so different. It's different from what you're thinking. It's not AAA games. I'm not that cool. I don't get to make like Xbox games and PC games, but I make mobile app games, iOS, Android, Windows, that kind of.
He still makes dreams come true on
I still, yeah.
on a mobile scale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say any games that you've worked on if it's not secret?
Yeah. NFL Rush Game Day is an example.
Okay.
It's meant for kids, like, get them interested in football.
Nice.
Did a match 3 game, kind of like Candy Crush, but it's
All right,
for
I'm in.
Rubik's Uncubed is what the name is. iOS.
That's a
Go
good
ahead.
name.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Came up with that one.
You came up with that name?
I came up with that one.
No,
Rubik's
you
Uncubed.
didn't.
I sure did.
Really?
Sure did.
Is your name's in the credit for saying that?
No, because there's no credits in the game.
Oh, okay. There's no credits?
No.
Does it never end?
It never ends. It's ongoing forever.
Wow.
My kind of
crazy.
game.
Ethan,
Yes.
you're a player of video games,
I
yes?
am.
And do you make video games, or what's your best video game title for
Wait,
a
what?
mobile game?
For a mobile game?
Yeah.
Um,
You had to create something today.
Put on the spot.
Crank calls the video game.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So you press a button and
I
it
press
literally...
I literally just press buttons on the dial pad, and the fun
So
begins.
it's not even an app. It's just the phone.
Exactly. Anybody can play it.
This dang kid keeps calling me. And Kevin, you have an interesting experience with video games.
I do.
You tell the audience at home why you're here today. What makes you special?
I do some stuff with Xbox.
Yeah.
Canada specifically.
Yeah.
So I used to be an influencer, kind of still am. But I do a lot of press events, E3 and Xbox Canada stuff.
I've never actually met a friend, because we're friends, who
So I've heard.
that has gone to
This is news to me.
Yeah. That has gone to E3 before.
Twice.
Twice.
Damn.
Have you
okay.
been?
No. Hook a brother up, man. Come on.
Yeah, hook
Yes.
brothers up.
It's the best.
It's why he's on the show. Oh, yeah.
You get a ticket. You get a ticket.
Yes. Is it as crazy as people say it is?
It's way better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Way better.
Okay.
Well, I hear it's pretty nuts these days with they open it up for the public, right?
The first year was last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that was your first year going?
No, I've
the
gone
first
2
year
years.
for the okay,
first
right.
year for the public was.
Oh, I
last
see.
year.
Yeah. I wonder how that went. Seems like it's a pretty small place for anyone to drop in on.
Yeah, I think they had 20,000 public tickets given away. Well, not given away, but available for purchase.
Oh my god.
So extra 20,000 people running around with their heads cut off.
That's crazy. I don't know if I can line up for like hours to play 15 minutes of a...
Of an unreleased video game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you did that.
No.
Okay.
No, it's
You got-
easier when you have like press contacts. They sneak you in the back line.
Nice.
Yeah, it works out a lot better.
So you know people?
I know a couple of people.
Nice.
Can you get them on the show and kick Ethan out?
Yeah. I'm just here to fill a spot.
Yeah, that's right. We're just waiting for, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a famous video game guy.
Hideo Kojima.
There you go.
Oh, I would
Wow.
have to be here for him because I'm a massive Metal Gear
It's
Solid
like,
fan.
Hideo Kojima, what do you think about babies and mouths? Like, what's up
He'll
with
let you know.
Well, I mean,
Oh my God.
Death Strand, anybody?
Hell
Well, yeah, that's
Are
what I
you
mean.
kidding?
Yeah.
I am so excited to see Kojima just fucking let loose.
Yeah, so my
No
prediction for that
reins.
video game is that baby is Kojima.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah. Well,
so
it's
when he grows up, you'll just see like his hair come down and glasses like form.
what's like the inner stage between like glasses forming.
I don't know, like it's like
like
his
meat.
bowl cut and his like suit jacket. Anyways, let's get into some ground rules before we start the show. We today are talking about the top 5 video games of 2017.
Yeah.
All right.
So easy ground rule enough. We got to talk about games that came out in 2017, right?
Fair. Yeah.
So I would say like if, for example, games that were supported up until 2017, like if you're saying Diablo 3 or like that doesn't really count. If you're saying the World of Warcraft Legion, for example, I would count the expansion as the nomination.
Okay.
What else do you guys think about that kind of rule?
As long as it's released in 2017,
Yeah.
I think it's fair game.
I'm sure we'll
so-
talk about one big one that is technically releasing, or it might have already
It has.
released.
I think I know what you're talking about, and
Yes.
it has released.
Yes. What other ground rules do we want to make today?
So what about big DLC for existing games?
So that one's a tough one, I think.
Like expansions.
Yeah, like I said, so an expansion like World of Warcraft expansion, I think that's a pretty full-bodied product. But if you're thinking of just like a side DLC, then really you're really only nominating, I feel like, that DLC.
Yeah.
And not the entire game as a whole, because that game came out last year, for example, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can accept
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Any other ground rules we want here?
No.
No. Yeah.
I think
That
I
pretty
think
much
those are
covers
good.
That's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Then shall we get into it?
I think we should.
Begin. Hideo Kojima, is that you?
Round 1.
Hello, it's me, Hideo Kojima. I nominate babies.
Wow.
So just like every other episode, we are each going to nominate 3 nominations each, make a master list of 12. And then after the break, we'll make a top 5 list that we'll rank and order. So my very first nomination is this.
Oh.
I don't know the actual song. Devil's game, so paid the price. Okay, I'm done. I'm nominating Cuphead. Hey! Now, wow, I think what an incredible game. Probably the best looking game of 2017 for my money. Such a unique look. I mean, bringing it back to like the Mickey Mouse era and what that looks like, and seeing that come to life, and probably one of the most frustrating games I've played in so
Yeah, by
long.
far.
Oh my god,
It's so hard.
dying constantly. And I first started this game when just by myself. I played the first 3 bosses by myself, and then Leslie, a friend of the show, sometimes calls himself co-host, will play with me. So I've been playing co-op. We actually didn't finish the game yet. We only play whenever we're both around.
Right.
But it's a crazy awesome co-op experience.
Yeah, it is.
And I can't believe, I don't even know, because Ethan, you played that by yourself, right?
Yeah, I played it all by myself.
So I wonder what that would be like, because the co-op experience was it's so interesting. You play it so much differently.
yeah, I can see that.
Because you get to revive each other as many times as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
As long as you can parry,
Yeah.
then you can revive.
Well, that's the thing. That's the struggle with that game is that it's a bullet hell. So you're trying to dodge everything, and then you add another player in there, and then you're trying to dodge their attacks. And then if a player dies, then you're trying to dodge their attacks, and then try and revive them at the same time. Oh man, it's so frustrating.
It's very frustrating.
It can get confusing sometimes too. Like, I mean, you're like, oh, I'm watching this player. Oh no, now I'm watching the other player. I messed up, man. That's not me.
Yeah.
Like, that happens sometimes too.
There's so many times in like, well, I'll play, now we'll do it where we just play 1 or 2 bosses a night.
Fair.
Maybe.
Okay.
1 definitely. Because if you play that game for too long, you're going to go crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we just spent like 3 to 4 hours on something called Beppy the Clown.
Really?
Yeah, and we're like, just like, fuck, well, it was also like 1 and 2 in the morning.
Stumbling
And we were just
home
like,
afterwards.
I was drinking some beers.
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
like, man, I cannot do this right now. But we did it. And every time we beat a boss, we get off the couch and we're like, yeah, high five. And we're like, okay, that's it. But do you want to see what the next boss?
That's the thing. These bosses are so unique. The style, the artwork style of it is so intriguing. You just have to go and see what the next boss is like.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go from like this octopus lady that transforms into like this completely different thing altogether.
Yeah.
It is a hell of a game, and it plays very, very tight.
Yes.
I really enjoy it.
You want a fun fact for that game?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Made here in Ottawa.
What?
No way.
Yeah, all development was done here in Ottawa. The company is Canadian based. I can't remember if the main office is Halifax or Vancouver.
Okay.
But one of them. And all development was done here in Ottawa by 2 guys.
That's incredible.
Now here's the important question.
Okay.
Would you rather be Cuphead or Mugman? See, Mugman drinks out of his own straw, so that's really weird. What's in him? What is he drinking?
Is it milk? Like, do they
Does
just
he
both
like
have
to-
milk?
Yeah.
Don't you see stuff like spill out of him when he does some animations too? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, like what?
So what
Like
is
his like
happening
super
there?
attack where he's like spinning on his side. He shoots.
Yeah.
What is he shooting out? Is this?
It's freaky, guys. Maybe I don't want to nominate this game.
Well, they're here in Ottawa. Let's go ask.
let's go find out.
I want to see Mugman as a sequel.
Is Mugman? He's basically Luigi? So
But he's way cooler than Luigi.
He is way cooler.
Yo, you
Okay,
know,
yeah,
Mugman
fair.
fucks. For sure.
He's down, man.
He gets up. Cuphead, he's just a little weenie. Tyler, what is your very first nomination?
This is a fun one. It's also good for co-op. In fact, I would recommend it as co-op instead of the single player
Couch
game.
co-op?
Yeah, you can do coach co-op on it. And online, it's great. Divinity Original Sin 2.
oh, okay.
That came out this year?
Sure did.
Wow.
It is.
Is it good?
It's phenomenal. I like it. It's the story is really great. It's so much fun to do as multiplayer. Like you just, especially multiplayer makes it better because you can be like, you can say the 4 of us are playing. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go do the main storyline. Tongue's like, nah, I'm gonna go over here and like steal from this guy. I don't know why. I'm just gonna do it.
I've never played Divinity. Give me a little bit. Like, what do you do in it?
All right, it's an RPG, open world RPG. You can basically go wherever you want, whatever you want to do. It's top down ish. It's like isometric. Right?
Okay.
And turn-based combat. So it's free roaming when you're not in combat. When you get in combat, it goes into turns.
Okay.
So then it's like you can move a certain amount of spaces and you can do certain spells, certain abilities, whatever
Right,
like
right.
that. What's really cool about it though is that you can mix and match stuff. So say there's like water on the ground, you can be like, oh, electricity on it, and like I'll stun everybody who's standing in it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Ooh.
So you got some like real time physics in there. Then.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay.
Like poison gas, and then shoot a fireball at it, do a huge explosion.
Pretty fantasy heavy.
That's cool.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like medieval time type deal, right?
Oh.
So, but with like magic.
Dragons.
Ooh.
I don't know, sort of.
Orcs.
Orcs? No orcs.
No, that's not medieval.
Nah.
Well, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Orcs aren't real. Cool. That sounds good. Have you guys ever played that game
Nope.
before? No?
Yeah, I've never played. The closest I've played it is just Diablo. I think that's probably the closest comparison I can give to that.
No, you're
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you're more of looking towards like Baldur's Gate type games.
Okay.
I have the Divinity, the first one, on my computer, but just like everyone's Steam library, it's like it's there, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll play that one day, and
Yeah.
then you see a sale, I'm like, I'm gonna buy that one.
Oh yeah.
How many?
They're good.
Okay, here's a
They're
curious
good.
question: How many games do you guys have roughly on your Steam library?
So I just I think it was like just last year that I got a gaming PC or a PC good enough to play games on my computer. So it's very small. It's like 15 games.
So young,
I
such a baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at about 150 or 175, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I
not too
don't
bad.
play PC games.
Oh, yeah.
So Steam is like
Get out. Just kidding.
So
I want to go to
foreign.
E3
Like,
still.
10, 12 on Steam, but like 250 on Xbox.
Oh damn. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
250?
Well, like
They just keep sending them, eh?
Just raining in.
Yeah.
So, start sending them our way. You know?
Yeah.
So they send you games that you don't even want sometimes, obviously, right?
Yeah, actually a lot of Steam stuff because like it's all indie developers.
Yo, send that shit
Right,
to
yeah.
us. What are you doing?
Okay, I'll start accepting.
We can get a 4-man operation going with this.
Yeah. Ethan.
Yes.
What do you have as your first nom?
First nomination. So this is kind of a controversial topic. Do you guys like bugs at all? Does anybody like bugs?
As in insects.
As in insects, spiders, that
Okay,
kind of stuff.
No.
Indifferent?
Not
No?
indifferent.
Okay.
I like A Bug's Life.
Okay, so this is the setup for here we go. Do you guys like Dark Souls? Yeah. At all? Yeah? You like the game Dark
Do you
Souls?
like pain?
I have 3 Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
I have not played one.
Well, goddamn. Okay. Well, you take bugs and Dark Souls, you smash them together, and you get a game called Hollow Knight.
Yes,
heard of that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This game is kind of it's been described as a Metrovania type of game. So you're just going around from you're kind of going around exploring this whole area, unlocking new abilities that will let you into new areas, and you kind of continuously do that. There's a whole bunch of secrets, hidden treasures and unlock abilities, and you keep building and building. It's kind of the first game of that genre I've played. I've never really played like Castlevania or Metroid or any of those games. So I don't know, maybe it's real typical of this genre, but this game just like took me, just like sucked me in.
You play like Ori and the Blind Forest?
No, I
ever?
never did. I know you kept telling me to play that, but I just didn't at the time.
Wasn't for you. Eh?
Yeah. Well, I just never.
Never got to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I download because for this episode,
Yeah.
I was like, I need to play Hollow Knight. We have a friend from work who that was like super obsessed. They say, "This is my game of the year.
Yeah.
This is the little
Okay.
cute little thingy with a skull head. Love that thing." Yeah, so I downloaded it, and then I was like, oh, I don't have time. We have a week before we do this podcast.
Yep.
I got to sink my teeth in another game that I'm sure Kevin's going to nominate. So we'll talk more about Hollow Knight in a
definitely.
second or in a little bit. But is there anything else you want to say about that at all?
No, I'll save it for later.
Yeah, it definitely looks really cool. It has a really cool art style.
Yeah.
And it's so cute. There's a little thingy with a little bone head. Looks like a Cubone. For you Pokemon fans out there. Kevin, the Smiler.
I think you know what I'm gonna say.
Say it.
I'm gonna drop it right now. We're gonna do South Park.
Oh, shit.
He dropped it like
It's hot.
as many shits as you take in that game.
Which is frequent,
a
like
lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the game I was playing because I was like, I'm gonna have to play this game before our discussion.
Yes, that one's definitely top tier for me for this year.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about it and what you like about it.
Well, I've been watching it since the beginning, August of '97. So
Jesus.
long time
Yeah.
in the series, and I just felt like this title was a huge tribute to the whole series.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you like Stick of Truth a lot?
Of course, I actually didn't play it when it first came out because it was only on previous gen, and that was when next gen had just come out, and then it had come out in the spring, and I had already gotten rid of my previous gen system. So when they did the backwards compatible version, I was able to play through it and really enjoyed it, and I got this on day one and absolutely loved it, the whole thing.
Yeah, they do a good job of like expanding what you can do in the game, and the combat is way better than it was in the original Stick of Truth. And Stick of Truth, like funny game,
Super fun.
Yeah,
You should
of course.
everyone should play that game and just put it on. Well, it's already an easy game, but just breeze by it because that story's awesome. This one,
Yes.
I'm about 7 hours in, and I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
There's a lot to it.
There is.
There's more than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do a good job with like, they're all playing superhero in this one,
okay.
right? So
Yeah.
they do a good job of just like, I don't know, they have like this DNA machine that's made out of just like kid shit, and stuff like that.
And like they reference the old one too all the time.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not playing that one anymore.
yeah,
Like-
I love that. I love that.
And all the characters they bring in, that's why I mentioned it's a tribute, because they bring in so many old characters from previous seasons.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
it's just so
And
good.
all the attacks of people are just like the names of attacks in that
Yeah.
game, or all the flavor text is very
Yeah.
South Parky, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
really good.
Okay.
I do have a complaint with the text size in that game. It's very small.
It's like Capcom
It's very
size.
teeny. I have to squint a lot. Yes, it's crazy because they have a Instagram feed, Kunstagram, where
my
you
God.
you take
great.
selfies with people. It's very millennial. You take selfies with people to gain followers for your influence, basically. And then every time you do that, they have like a little comment at the top of the screen, like a notification. It's very itty bitty. It's my one complaint in the game.
I like
So-
how they can be like doing like whatever when you're about to do it. They're like, you do it and they're like,
yeah, they smile.
such a big smile, like, oh yeah, hey, what's up?
Yeah, it's a cool game. Round 2, guys. We made it. Round 2.
Fight.
All right. So, this should come as no surprise, but I own a Nintendo Switch.
yes.
Now, the Nintendo Switch, I have to say, has had an incredible year for launch.
yeah,
It's
okay.
insane. I think so. This little itty bitty system that no one thought could, did. It started off with one game, which I will not nominate now. Nominate a different game.
Okay.
But and throughout this entire year has come up with so many titles. It's crazy how you can just like pick up this thing and play it in bed, or like Kevin, you see me at work. I'll literally bring the Switch to work,
Yep.
Put the kickstand up, and just start playing.
A customer's trying to come to you and be like, can you help me? Like, no, 1 second.
Second, give me a second.
I gotta beat this level one quick.
real quick. You made me die. Get out. Yeah, no. I think the Switch as a whole has been an awesome system. Although their internet stuff still sucks.
Yeah.
Their friend code
Friend
stuff,
code,
like
yeah.
whatever. And their mobile app is just garbage.
They have a mobile app?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they
how
are.
they do their
I didn't know
online
that.
stuff.
Oh,
That's how they,
okay,
It started off
okay.
with Splatoon, which is not my nomination. My nomination is Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's my It's my Mario. How is it?
7 out of 10. I'll give it that.
No, okay, I'm done.
Drop this in.
And I'm done. No, Super Mario Odyssey is... have any of you guys played it at all? No?
No,
I've watched
I'm
it.
disappointed at myself that I haven't played it yet.
Guys, this game is crazy good. I will say it might be, at least for me, top 3 Mario games of all time.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's impressive.
Might even be top 2.
So what's number 1?
It balances between Super Mario 3 and this one.
Okay. Super Mario 3,
That's
I'm kind of speechless. I didn't know you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you think?
I thought you were going to say,
64.
yeah, exactly, 64.
Yeah.
That's,
Nah.
that's
Is
the
there
arrow.
another?
Yeah. Yeah, 64
I mean,
is good.
Super Mario World is
So if
really
we're just
good,
talking about
though, too.
3D Super Mario games,
Yeah.
then this one's definitely the best one, I think.
Okay.
And then like Galaxy maybe, and
Sure.
then Super Mario 64. 64 is still a great game. It's
Yeah.
like it's the game that started it all for 3D platforming in a way. But this game just builds on that incredibly well, and it's familiar, but the new ability to throw your cappy, a little cute little cap with 2 eyeballs. You throw it, and then you creepily possess enemies, and then you get their abilities to like solve puzzles or just do some cool stuff. Like you can possess a T-Rex. That's not a spoiler. That's like literally the trailer. In the trailer.
Yeah.
Or like a Goomba, and you can stack Goombas on top of each other and stuff like that. It's very colorful, and it's a very joyous game too. In a world in 2017 where everything was so sad and dark, and games are usually critiqued on how gritty things look. It's like, oh, look at that dirt.
Fair.
That's
Yeah.
like some good dirt. This game is like crazy vibrant and colorful, and the music is just top notch. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Tyler,
It's me.
what are you nominating?
The one I'm going to nominate this time. It is from a series of games.
Okay.
An older one. Maybe you guys have played it. Maybe not. Depends. Persona 5.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we've heard this game.
We've heard about it.
this game.
You know, a little bit.
I
like-
know about games.
1,000 hour
eyes.
long game.
Yeah, it's like I just started it this week, and I was like, I gotta play this for the podcast because
Yeah.
so many people have told me like you need to play it. You love Persona games. Why haven't you played this one yet? Play it.
And
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's like it's Persona in a nutshell, just overboard. It's great.
it's dripping in style.
I was just going to say, like you were talking about Cuphead, how stylish that is. That's also a very stylish game.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Cuphead wins in the stylish department of
Okay.
that one. Like Cuphead is just insane. Like that animation
Very unique.
is- yeah.
Cuphead has Mugman, so it automatically wins.
They win. Whatever's in that mug wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel I need to do this.
Yeah.
But I've heard that this game is you're a kid that goes to school and you deal with problems.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you want to super dumb it down, yeah.
Okay,
That's-
so I need to know why it's so good.
Have you played Bully before?
Like a
You
little
got,
bit.
You got to solve problems there.
Okay. Like I'm not in any way trying to make fun of it. I want to know.
No, it's funny.
Yeah, like I'm
It's-
interested.
Yeah. I mean, you got to treat it like a simulation game, right? It's like during the day, you're like a high school kid that deals with whatever problems of high school has, bullies, all that crap. But then when it's like nighttime, you're like, okay, and now it's I go into this other world and I fight monsters type deal, and these monsters affect the real world. So they're saving the real world by doing this fight in the other world. Basically, it's like the summary is they steal people's hearts. So it's like.
That's pretty devious.
It's like, you've got some hidden desires, like you physically abuse kids or whatever like that. So it's like they go into this world to like solve this guy's problem with his heart, and they take his heart, and then he, in the real world, he becomes a better person for
Oh,
it.
okay.
So it's like during the day it's like just normal like school stuff. Like sometimes you have to answer some stupid questions and that kind of deal. But then it's like you actually get into the RPG portion of the game afterwards, and that's where it really shines. It's really good. But even like the questions during the day are actual real questions. You have to be like,
So you gotta do school in a video game?
sort of, but
This game's not making it.
it's off. We're done. We're done here. Get out.
Cool. Yeah, no, I always wanted to play it. Ethan and I watched a series that just literally watch people on Giant Bomb just
Yep.
play
through
the
whole-
entire
Yeah.
thing. So
Persona
I would
4
watch
anyway.
someone play that game, but
Yeah.
I don't want to buy it, I think. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Unless you had
Unless
like
I had a PS4, which I don't.
Yeah.
Ethan.
Hello. round 2 nomination.
Yes.
I am going to nominate PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
So that game is officially out, I think,
Yeah,
or
it
is
is
getting a
officially
release
out.
date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out.
I-
Sort of. Right.
Ethan,
It's out on console. I don't. Is it officially
Sort
out
of.
on?
No, it's like it's in its alpha stage, right?
Well, it's still in game preview on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's not real, like it's not a real release, but it's out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
it's available.
talk about like the biggest game phenomenon in, well, definitely this year.
2017. Yeah.
And I don't know, it's pretty big. I've never seen a game quite like this, like blow up like this before.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it just has the right elements of like a polished. I guess maybe you could say polished shooter with like clunky elements to make ridiculous moments happen. I guess just the idea of like this massive like online arena with guns. Yeah,
They
everyone
did that already a couple years back with a game called Mag.
Yeah, I know that.
which was garbage.
Exactly. But that idea still stuck. Like that's
Yeah.
what people
Yeah.
wanted that game to happen, and this is the year that someone made it happen.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it blew up so much. It's like, what? Oh, this is exactly what we've wanted, right?
I actually haven't dropped in back in that game. And how many people play it once in PUBG? It's
99
Is it
to
90?
100.
Yeah.
that's crazy. And then
It
like
is.
you jump out of the airplane and you're like, oh my god.
You see everyone else
Yeah.
dropping out too along the along the plane craft. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I played a couple hours. I suck at that game, so I stopped playing. I
Oh, yeah.
definitely appreciate like what that game is. It's really cool.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I cannot get behind how clunky the shooting is in that game.
that's why I was like hesitant to say polished shooter.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it is.
yeah. I mean,
I'm like shooting. I'm like, I'm not even like, I'm bad at shooters to begin with.
Yeah.
but I really can't hit anything in PUBG.
it's hard, man.
It takes from its origin, its root, which was Arma 3 mod, right? It
Yes,
was an
of
Arma
course.
3 mod, and then actually it's the same guy.
Yeah.
It's the same guy that made the Arma 3 mod, then made H1Z1, and now he's onto PUBG.
making zillions of dollars.
Yeah,
probably.
like just a stupid amount.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Have you played it, Kevin?
I've not. I was waiting for the Xbox version. I kind of sank into Fortnite,
Okay.
and it was good.
Yeah,
It was good.
And Fortnite stole that mode too, right? Or they did something like
yeah,
that.
that was the mode.
There was
But
yeah,
they
some
gave it away.
controversy over there.
Yeah, they gave it away for free.
Yeah.
So they have so many players because it's free. But it was kind of a nice tie over to wait for console for PUBG because again, I don't play computers,
Right.
PC, but
I heard the Xbox version of PUBG is really bad right now. It's
Yeah.
in a bad
Yeah.
spot. Well, it'll get better. Whatever.
I would accept PUBG as a top, but like not like game of the year because it's because it's so clunky, right? Like I mean, it's not a full release. There's so many bugs in it. But
There is some
if you
pretty
take
incredible
it as a
moments.
multiplayer game, like
Yeah.
you just want to have some fun with some friends. It's like phenomenal. I've put so many hours into that game. I think
Yeah,
I put
yeah.
like 400 hours or something into
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Like,
yeah.
so much fun.
It's-
do you guys see the Game Awards?
I didn't see it.
I didn't
Because
see
that
it.
was the controversy because that was one of the nominations
Yeah.
for Game of the Year and people
Right.
were going on about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be crazy not to release that game this year
Mm-hmm.
because if you release it next year, the game, I mean, other games are
kinda
already
loses
starting
its steam
cloning.
next
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Yeah.
I just remember like just looting a bunch of things in houses and stuff and just
Yeah.
waiting and like, oh, I'm so like stacked to have these level 3 gear, whatever. Bam, headshot,
Yep.
dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that was fun.
That's the agony of that
This
game.
game
But
is
then
so
it's then
fun.
it's so quick to jump back into
Yeah.
another game.
Yeah.
So
It is.
yeah,
you're like, okay, I'm out, but then log back in another lobby and there's another 100 people ready to play. So
Yeah.
yeah. It really is quite something.
Well, they
Yes.
broke like multiple concurrent users.
I was gonna say,
like on Steam, like multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, they just hit 1 million. Oh, they just hit 2 million. Like they just it's not stopping.
it overtook Dota 2 at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like came with its like cheating problems too. So people started cheating,
Yeah.
and then people started dying from people who cheat, and people who cheat at games. Come on,
Wait, what do
come on?
In 2017, really?
Really? You gotta cheat? That's not fun for anyone except for yourself. Kevin, what do you got?
I'm going to drop a little bit of a surprise. A game that's kind of important to me, For Honor.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So I was part of a North American-wide promotional campaign for it, and it was during the beta. So that was pretty sweet to have that kind of promotion and to be a part of that. It was really cool.
Yeah.
But I just love the whole game. You know, the slower combat because I'm more of a quick first-person shooter, Call of Duty style. And it was just nice to slow it down and have that gritty, slow combat. And
I have
kinda
no idea what For Honor is. Tell me.
it's
more
it's a
about it.
medieval online PvP.
Orcs.
No,
Yeah.
like Vikings. Yeah,
Vikings versus knights versus
samurais.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Vikings and all that. So Vikings bigger, huge axe. Samurais smaller, samurai swords and all that. But
Cool.
yeah, so it's just online PvP. You can do 1v1, 2v2, 6v6.
Yeah.
And it's just absolutely crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's out now on any console kind of thing
Yeah.
that you can play.
Yeah.
Back in February, it had it had a lot of hype going up to it just because Ubisoft, but yeah, and then it kind of fizzled out quickly because there was no dedicated servers and people
Yep.
were dropping out, and then
Oh, it's a Ubisoft game?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So I can get my Uplay points?
Oh, yeah.
Get those
Yeah.
like precious coins?
Yeah.
you got it, and yeah, so it kind of dropped off pretty quick, kind of like the Division, but I just liked the game itself, and aside from all those online problems, it was a really good game. And
Cool.
I hear now they're starting to roll out dedicated servers, but is
Nice.
it too late? We'll find out.
We'll find out next time. Unranked. Okay, so we're going to move on to round 3. Guys, we made it to round 3.
Oh my god.
How exciting is this?
Can't believe you made it here.
I can't believe it.
Is this real
Started
life?
from round 1 and now we're here. All right, so this should come as no surprise again what game I'm about to nominate. But this game is insane. It's insane.
Oh,
Linsanity.
he
is
can't
what it
even
is.
say it. That's how
I can't-
insane it is.
so excited.
I'm so
Uh-huh.
excited. It is Super Mario Odyssey. Legend of Zelda,
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. I was so excited for this game for so long. I mean, it was supposed to it did come to the Wii U, but what a crazy, awesome experience it was to have on the Switch and just bring it to wherever I want to go.
Yeah.
And they really, Zelda is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I played pretty much all of them, save for a couple here and there, like a couple GBA games I probably didn't play. But yeah, I just love the balls of just changing everything about
yeah.
Zelda.
Hell yeah.
But also keeping the things that still make it Zelda. You can do so much in that game. And I love, for months, people were discovering new things of what you can do in that world and what you can do with items.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, I made this Mario Kart simulator with Legend of Zelda, how you can tie balloons together
Yeah.
and tie it on these things and
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
hear
yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
I saw it on
Okay.
IGN or something like that. They just created some go-kart type contraption.
And making flying carts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The closest I saw to that was just there was in a shrine and they had to do some electricity puzzle and they just dropped all of their weapons to string the current along through their weapons to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So the amount of stuff that you can do in that game is awesome, but they introduce all these pretty new mechanics inside the game. And first of all, it's open world, right?
Yeah.
So, and then things happen in that world too that are kind of unique. And it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it really
it's such
was.
a
Yeah.
gorgeous game. The only thing I have a complaint with is climbing stuff in the rain. That sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
You climb stuff in the rain and you can't do anything.
Nah.
It's garbage.
Yeah, you're like, I was raining, time to go anywhere else for a while.
Literally
and I'll
go
come
to
back
an inn and
later.
sleep, come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do a lot of stuff. First of all, weapon durability. That's kind of a new thing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Not really a big fan of that concept, but it works for this game. But yeah, they kind of get rid of they save all the puzzle elements for all how many shrines they have.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But you can literally just spend hours, kind of like in Skyrim back in the day, just dicking around in the open world and just kind of poking at it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Which I find really cool. And you can beat the game technically in an hour, I guess, or less. I know
Have
there's
people
speed-
speed run that?
Yeah.
Okay.
one of the first missions that you have is defeat Ganon.
Yep.
Oh, I guess I don't have to do the rest of this game. What? Anyways, did you all play it? First of all,
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I have not. I want to get a Switch in the spring, but we'll see.
Christmas.
The next. This,
Oh wait, we're in 2018.
yeah.
We haven't recorded this episode
That's
before.
why I said. That's why I said the spring.
Yeah. You guys' thoughts on Zelda here?
It was just amazing. It was
Yeah.
I mean, it took a little bit to get the controls down. I mean, that was a little clunky at
Fair,
first, but then
yeah.
once you get used to it, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's not too
great.
bad.
Yeah, I was playing it on the the Joy-Cons docked to like that little plastic dumb controller thing, so it definitely took a while for me to like understand or like even get used to the controls. But after that, everything was fucking amazing.
I could say I could use less of the like tilt to do
Oh,
stuff.
God.
Like
Yeah,
those
those puzzles
shrines
sucks,
just,
yeah.
it was like kill me.
Apparently they fixed that in a new update.
Oh, did
like
they?
they made it a little bit better. We have a friend from work that uses like both Joy-Con separately, does like akimbo style.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of always wanted to do that because literally you can just kind of like veg out and just play like however you want.
I tried playing like that. It just did not
It just
work.
didn't go
I
away.
needed to have like, I'm so used to just controllers in my hand.
Yeah, that's good. Tyler, what do you got?
I've got another one that I don't know if any of you have played. I gotta
Okay.
say, this is my list so far. Games that people haven't played.
Hey, it's your
Hey.
top. It's your top 5.
It's your list, buddy.
It's another series of games. One that is on like 21 now of the series, maybe 16. A lot.
Okay.
Tales of Berseria is the game.
Oh, one of those anime games.
It's a JRPG. Thank you.
okay.
Corrected.
Noted.
Yeah, it's one of the best of the series. I mean, all of them are basically the same. It's like, okay, it's an animated game. There's anime cutscenes. There's it's not okay it's not like the fan servicey game. That's not what this is. All right, let's get that clear.
Okay.
It is actual RPG. It's very true to the RPG route. And they did a really good job this time because the story is basically the same as all the other ones. It's like go from point A to point B or whatever, get this done. But it's really cool in the fact that it's one of the first ones to tie into the game that came before it. Usually they just do like, okay, this is a new game, but it's a completely different universe, but it's still like the same type of game, right? This one they linked it up with the other one. They're like, this one is 100 years ahead of the one before the one that came out before this game. So like you can see if you played the one before this one, then you can see like where it linked up and why things happened. It's like, that's really cool. They did a really good job of that. And like the combat is really solid.
Yeah, tell the
and-
people at home who've never heard of this game before, like, what does that combat look like? What kind of game are they playing when they get into the Tales games?
Yeah, so it's like it's open world, so you got a giant map, you can go around. It's open world in a sense. It's kind of linear. You're put on a continent and you can go anywhere on that continent, but it's
Like the old Final Fantasy games.
yeah, basically like an old
Yeah.
Final Fantasy game. Exactly.
Yeah.
When you get into combat, it's kind of like one of the like Final Fantasy 15. It's like that in a sense. No.
Well, I know what it is, but like I didn't play it.
No? Okay, well, you get a ring. There's a giant ring, and you have to fight in that ring. You're constrained to that ring. But you have free movement. You can run around as much as you want. You can attack as much as you want. You get regular like sword attacks. You get like power attacks. You get like special moves where you can like shoot like a wave out of your sword and stuff like that. And then you get ultimates that you can use. It's like
Cool.
yeah, it's like Final
Sounds like
Fantasy.
anime.
Yeah.
You love those like 100-hour games, don't you, Tom?
I'm all about getting the most time for my dollar, and those games definitely provide that.
I'm all about almost getting scammed trying to buy South Park. Because that almost happened. Yeah. I told all of you about that.
Yeah, you did.
But I didn't. I figured it out. We got it. VPNs, people. Ethan, what
Hi.
do you got as your last game? Make it count.
Okay. Man. So my last game, I think I was gonna say one thing, but I think I'm gonna go with another one. I'm gonna say Night in the Woods.
Okay.
So Night in the Woods, it's a smaller kind of game. It's really about characters writing and how characters interact with each other. It's really not too much of like these AAA crazy flashy first-person shooter games or anything like that. But the art style is gorgeous. It's kind of this like almost paper mache like 2D side-scrolling kind of artwork. I don't know. It's real minimalistic in spots, which really makes the characters and almost the interactions stand out a lot more. You're not really distracted by crazy super 4K graphics or anything like that. You play as a character, so all the characters are like animals. So the character is Mae Bukowski. She's like a dropout from college who comes back to her old like mining Rust Belt town, just to like kind of get her get her life back together a little bit. And then she's like going around town and just talking to like all of her friends. It's almost kind of like, I guess, Animal Crossing a little bit.
You got me.
Yeah, exactly.
I want it.
This is how I get them in.
Unless it's Pocket Camp, which sucks.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not Pocket Camp. Don't worry about that. Yeah, but it's basically just going around like interacting and just like building on these relationships with like all your old friends, and like you're meeting some new people and stuff like that. There is like a bigger story to it. I haven't beat it yet, so I haven't got to the end of it. But
Are you making choices? Sorry, are you making choices in that game at all? Like,
you're making choices of like who to hang out with on some days.
that's not like a Telltale choose your own adventure.
No,
type
it's not
thing.
going to like affect the story really in any way.
Right.
It kind of just like affects like your dialogue.
So
a
it's
little
more
bit.
like you're walking through a story, but there's not really like combat or anything like that.
Yeah,
or-
no, there are light like platforming elements of
Yeah.
it, but it's really more driven by characters.
I like those types of
Yeah,
games.
it's like the game. I get home from work and I'll like go to the gym, come back, do some other stuff, and like before I go to bed, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll play like half hour, like an hour of this game, and then it's
Yeah.
just like a chill out game.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
it's been good. So it's been good for that.
Cool.
I want to throw that curveball in there.
No,
so,
I like that.
yeah.
I like that. Kevin, the responsibility is yours to nominate like the best game ever.
Number 12.
Number 12.
Well, I'm gonna kind of throw a curveball in a different direction.
Okay.
So we've kind of covered a lot of different creative indie games, and I'm gonna throw a mainstream knife into this little party here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Call of Duty.
Damn, okay.
World War II
Yes,
is what they call it.
I feel like it needs to be celebrated in some ways because they finally gave in to what everybody wants and got rid of the jetpacks
Yep.
and the booster boots.
Is that
and-
what everyone wanted? I've been out of Call of Duty for a
Yeah.
while.
Yes, we've been asking for a very long time.
And they answered.
And they answered, and it was really well done in the fact that, you know, the weapons sound legit, you know, the detail and the environments and all that. It was really well done. But, you know, the combat in general was just much better to have boots on the ground and go
How's
from there.
the
Nice.
the dirt?
The dirt flies.
It's like dirty.
The dirt gets in your face and it flies around.
Yeah.
Do they have a good story in Call of Duty this time
I
around?
mean, who
or-
plays it for the story?
Yeah,
Some people
They've
play.
upped the single player campaign in the last
Yeah.
couple.
In the last couple
installments,
games,
that's
they've
for
had
sure.
what's that face from Avatar?
What
The guy. What's the guy's name? Sam. God, it's gonna
from
kill
like
me.
the movie Avatar.
From the Blue People Avatar.
Okay.
What's it? Sam Worthington. Sam Worthington was in a Call of Duty game. So they always get a big name actor to do it. I think they got Kevin Spacey.
Yep.
they got
Yeah.
Kit Harington.
Yeah.
was the last one he was in
Did they get anyone big for this one?
They got the guy from Transformers.
Optimus Prime.
Mark
Josh
Wahlberg?
Durmel.
Oh,
That guy.
Josh Durmel.
Durmel.
Yeah.
Durmel.
He's like he's the military guy in
Yeah, yeah.
in Transformers.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you didn't play for the story?
I did not.
No.
I only play multiplayer.
It's a good way to live.
I'm curious, Kevin. You talk a lot about console gaming, first-person shooters and stuff.
Yep.
Are you an angry person playing games?
I have done so many things to so many kids' mothers.
Because you're such a quiet, reserved person. So, like, I just want to see you wailing on people and be like, "Ha, your mother."
No, I'm always in party chat, so I don't even hear anybody else.
No.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, we are going to take a quick little break, and when we're back, we're going to finally decide what the best game of 2017 is.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Woohoo!
Oh God.
Please don't.
Top five.
Well, tell me what you like in a sandwich.
Sandwich
right
conversation should be an open thing.
Yeah.
He always like
Celebrate.
sees you
Icebreaker.
eating lunch, and now he's like, I need to know.
Oh, I would just always have soup for lunch.
now. You're a soup guy, eh?
Yeah. I go to the grocery store. This is the bachelor life. I go to the grocery store, just the Campbell's soup and just this into the cart. And then every morning I open the cupboard and it's just reach in and grab
Oh, which
one.
one?
Yeah, it's new soup of the day.
I love the chunky soup, like
Yeah.
the chunky stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you don't have to like do anything to it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just
Yeah.
heat it up. Good to go.
Steak and potato and yeah,
Boom.
Hell yeah.
done.
It's really bad for you though. I looked
Oh
at the
yeah.
can.
Sodium and yeah.
I love sodium.
Sodium is tight.
Yo, sodium is tight, bro.
Me and sodium go way back.
You know what else is tight, guys?
What?
Vigi Games.
Wow.
We're
Vigi
back. We're
Games.
back. Hey everyone, we're back. We got our top 12 list. In fact, we have a whole whack a load of games. Guys, it's been a good year for video games.
It really has been.
I mean, there's been better years, but it's been pretty good.
I think it's been a pretty
damn good year.
Damn good
I mean,
year.
there's been some really key hits out there, like, on our list. There's been some good ones, but
You remember the year where they had like Shadow of Mordor
Yep.
as everyone's favorite game of the year? And it's like, that game's good.
Yep.
But that game's not like crazy
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
But that was number one because everyone's like, I don't know.
There's no other games. That's why.
Was it Jazz Punk? I guess.
Yeah.
That game, I did not like that game. But anyways, we have our list. So starting from the top, we have Cuphead. We have Divinity Original Sin 2, Hollow Knight, South Park, Fracture Butthole, Super Mario Odyssey, Persona 5, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG. For Honor, Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, I'm sorry, Breath of the Wild, Tales of Berseria, Night in the Woods, and Call of Duty World War II. Bum, 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 bum. Everyone, we have the responsibility. We owe it to the people listening at home to make a top 5 list.
It's gonna be tough, boys.
We're gonna do
Yeah,
it
for
now. I always go first, but this time I'm breaking tradition. It's a new year.
Whoa.
I'm gonna let you guys decide. So what we'll do is we'll talk about if anyone's just like we should talk more about this, or I think it should be on the list. It warrants further discussion. Feel free to just say a game or what you think should definitely be on this list.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Yep.
So I'll just start and we can talk about
Sure.
it later.
Yeah.
Clearly, it'll probably make the list.
Okay.
Is there any other games that everyone feels like, yeah, I really want this on the list, or it should have more discussion on it?
I mean, I think Cuphead is an amazing fucking game.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Cuphead
Yeah.
needs to be
Yeah.
up there.
Cuphead.
Yeah.
So
I think just the story behind it as well. You know, the team, you know, giving up mortgages and like basically pouring their entire lives into a game like this and putting it all at risk.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
It was like a huge thing.
Yep.
They basically put it all on the line.
That's great.
All or nothing, baby.
Yeah.
I remember seeing, I think it was E3 one year when they first like showed like maybe like 10 seconds of Cuphead. It was like, whoa, what is that game? I want to see more of that game. You guys see that? I think I sent it to you, Ethan.
Okay.
Like the Dark Souls Cuphead.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like some fan-made Dark
Yeah,
Souls
yeah,
looking
yeah.
Cuphead thing, and it looks
So good.
Looks good.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything should have
Play the
Cuphead
shit out of that game.
graphics. What else do we want? I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand in for Super Mario Odyssey.
Sure. Okay.
Not to be a Nintendo fanboy tonight, but that game's incredible.
Fire. Okay.
Is anything else?
I
you
mean,
guys think?
Kevin and Tyler were very happy with Call of Duty. So
We can talk more about it.
Sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. What else?
Divinity.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
We can talk about it. Tyler.
I mean, RPG. Like it's so good.
Okay. I'm not sold, but okay.
maybe you will be.
I think, and if I had to say one more, I think PUBG needs more discussion on top of it.
Sure.
Like I didn't play a bunch of it, but I think it's such a almost important game. Probably the most important game of the year. I think it changes a lot of things
Arguably, yeah.
of the landscape of games or where people are at right now. And
Sure.
Yeah. Introduces a whole new system that's probably going to be in every single game from now on.
They've already started
done
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next Super Mario game is going to be 100 Marios jumping out.
Just riding Yoshi's onto like
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be 100 Luigis.
Oh God.
To be the number one Luigi that is always beside Mario.
Oh wow, is this
Wow.
some like Marvel alternate universe stuff?
Yeah. I like that. Anything else, Kevin?
I guess sort of my list, preferably, I would say South Park.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just because of everything that went into it, and you know, I literally in every next room I was in, I was laughing about something.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we have right now that I starred is Cuphead, Divinity, South Park, Super Mario, PUBG, Zelda, and Call of Duty. So that's 7 games that we have starred. Is there anything else on the list that you're like, okay, maybe we should talk more about it, or whatever? I said my piece with it.
Yeah.
It's nominated. That's an honor enough.
I made my piece.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good list.
Yeah. So we need to cut 2.
Sure.
So who wants to take out their knives and start cutting some noms here?
Start cutting it like some ham.
I'll let you guys pull the first knife.
I haven't personally played Super Mario. I mean, I get it. I've seen the videos on it, but I haven't personally played it. So for me, it's like
I'll cut you.
That's the thing too. Like I haven't I'm mad at myself that I haven't played it yet, but I can't speak on it or the
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll speak on it some more, but it's what you expect out of a Nintendo game. It's incredibly polished. It's the tightest playing Mario game, but it introduces that new mechanic, like I was talking about, possessing enemies.
Yeah.
But it's not like hinged on that. You're not like spending like the entire game as not Mario. You're actually spending like 70, 80% as just platforming around the 3D world, and then you'll always kind of possess an enemy to do a thing if you needed to.
Right.
Yeah. It rewards you constantly. So you're always picking up. So in this game, instead of collecting stars or sunshines, it's moons. So you collect moons to power your ship to get to the next world. And it does a really clever thing where like every world is kind of like its own pretty big space where every nook and cranny is developed in a way that no matter where you go, you're rewarded for something. So if you go into the side of this world that you're like, I don't know if I should be here, Nintendo's thought of it. They put something there. They maybe put like a secret moon for you to platform to, or maybe you have to do a race to get a moon, or sometimes it's as easy as just like talking to Toad and he'll give you a moon. Other times it's like you have to go through this entire like ordeal to get this power moon to power your ship, which is really cool too. And there's also like, cops are after me.
Oh God.
How many moons did you take?
Waluigi. Yeah, Waluigi's breaking down in this. He's like,
yeah.
You should nominate me instead. The costumes in Super Mario are really awesome too. I'm not sure if you guys seen it already, but like
Seen
literally
some of
you
them,
can be like, they just have like endless costumes and it's adorable. Mario can dress up as like Waluigi.
Yeah.
Super adorable. But they have like a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but like there's a costume for like N64 Mario. So you can be
pretty cool.
N64 Mario and roam around.
Like the bad polygon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so good.
And they do an incredible thing with how they weave. I didn't even talk about the 2D part of Mario. So they make you, lots of times you'll go into a pipe and you can see it where you go into like a pixelated pipe and you become 2D Mario like you were in Super Mario 1.
Sure.
And it plays exactly how you remember it. But it's cool because they modernize it too, because like whatever costume you're wearing, they make that old school too.
That's nice.
And then the music turns into like 8-bit
Pixelated
Mario
8-bit,
yeah.
and stuff like that. The game's crazy well done.
So it sounds like it's combining a lot of elements from previous Marios into this, just like this
Super Mario.
Into a super
super Mario.
Super Saiyan Mario.
SSJ Mario. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. It again, it's probably one of my favorite Mario games of all time.
Okay. I
Sing
mean,
a lot.
I guess like if it's one of your favorite Mario games of all time, then that's pretty important.
But does it beat out Zelda?
That's a hard one for me.
Yeah.
That's
So
a-
there's
that's
the
a really hard one.
two titans of the Switch this year.
Yeah. But I feel like both of them, well, I think Zelda makes a list.
Yeah.
I would love to see Super Mario on the list. But I want to talk a little bit more of these other games too.
Yeah, of
and if I
course.
need to talk more about Mario and try to sell it some more,
Sure.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, I will. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I feel pretty comfortable having Mario on the list. You know, I would feel super bad if we cut it and then in the spring when I get a Switch, I play it and I'm like, I feel stupid for cutting it off because this is the best game I've ever played.
Yeah.
So,
It just makes you, like, again, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
It makes you happy. And like, I don't think Nintendo can do it again because they do a lot of stuff with nostalgia to be like, hey, like a lot of games do that. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This seems like the final hurrah of nostalgia. It's like, here is everything you wanted and it's good. And if they did that again, it probably wouldn't hit as hard. But
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time they do stuff that you're like, holy shit, you went there? Like, I can't believe. I don't want to spoil it. That's the only thing. Is they do some stuff that are like really, wow, that's a pretty deep cut that you did there. So it's good. It's a good game.
Okay.
I need to be convinced on two games, actually. Actually, I'll talk about one. I don't want to steal the spotlight here. Divinity is the game that I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it either. Like,
It's Tyler's like, you fucker. Hey, you going after my Italian plumber? I'm going after your whatever your non-orc tile game.
If it's not tiled though, I mean it's beautiful looking, right? I mean, like graphically, it's insane. You throw off like a fireball, it's like that's a damn nice looking fireball. It like explodes. The particles are great. You know, you actually see the environment get infected by it. Fire spreads out. You're combining stuff. Like you have like 4 characters in your party, so you're combining multiple. Be like, okay, I've got a guy that does gas or poison. I've got another guy that does fire. I'm a
got that gas.
Got that gas. Talking about South Park.
no, he'll be like, you know, I'm gonna throw down some poison on the ground over there, and you got another guy be like, I know what we're doing. Okay, you got a big acid pool all over here. I'm gonna throw a fireball, and we're just gonna instantly eliminate all these guys because we just did this, you know, this great power up. It's great. It's just. It's so fun. Like, it's hard because you guys haven't played it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know if you guys played it, you'd be like, Oh wow! Like the story is super.
It's definitely a
rich.
hard thing about this podcast because we're not like a dedicated
Yeah,
video game
yeah.
podcast. Not everyone has time to play all these video games,
Yeah.
right?
Everyone has such different like styles that they're like genres they want to play, right?
Yeah.
Now, if anyone at home wants to sponsor the PodCavern, just via video game podcast,
It is the PodCavern at
PodCavern at payme.com. Okay, we'll table a little bit more for discussion. Ethan, I want to talk to you about, is there any games that you think you don't want? Not that you don't want, but
yeah.
that
You're
don't
willing to
like
part
really.
with.
So PUBG, Tyler was talking about how it's not really a game that was released this year. So is that does that like disqualify
still-
it
it is.
automatically?
It's still released, right? It's
Yeah.
still a game that you can go and play. I would
Yeah.
say
No,
it is.
it has an official, I'm pretty sure official release date, and I could be wrong, is December 20th.
Okay.
So it is being released this year.
Okay.
It has been.
It has been
Like,
released.
it's 1.0 now?
No, it has been
It has
released
been.
because it's 2018.
Oh, yes. Shit. It's me, tongue from the past. But yeah, what do you guys
So
think
if
about that?
if we're still accessing, like we're still accepting that as like a 2017 game, then
I'm comfortable with accepting it
Yeah.
as a 2017 game.
okay, well then I mean PUBG is like it's an iconic game at this point in time, really. Like I was thinking about it earlier today, and I'm just flashing back to like my childhood, because you guys remember like when you were like in elementary school and you always played Manhunt. Remember playing that game?
Yeah.
And how much fun it was going to be. You'd always have like a group of friends and you play it, and like for half hour, an hour, or something like that. And you're like, oh, that's so fun. Then you add bikes to that, and you're like, oh wow, this biking around and like chasing people, and it's even the radius you can hide and chase people was so much larger. But the dream was always you wanted 100 people to play Manhunt at once.
You want to
man.
be the last man standing
Exactly.
in a whole bunch of
Yeah.
people.
It's absolutely, and that's kind of what I was thinking about today, and that's what that game reminds me of. It's like the last man standing. Yeah, you can do the squad stuff, and I guess you could do squad stuff in like Manhunt or something like that. But like that's just what it reminded me of, and just I don't know. I thought that was a special thing about that game.
This game makes you feel like Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It makes you feel like Jennifer Lawrence.
I want to feel like Jennifer Lawrence, man. God. But like also a game that's never stressed me out more. Like we were talking about Cuphead, how frustrating that is. But this game is like heart pounding, like the last like top 10
You get
and stuff
top
like
10,
that.
you're just like your heart's
I'm
going.
sweating.
You're like, oh god.
Like I was
It's
telling,
stressful playing with people who are good at it or like pretty decent. Like I was trying to play with Ethan and our friend Eric, and it's and I suck, and I was feeling like I was letting down the team. And they're like, Tuong, you gotta shoot that guy. And I'm like, what guy? What guy? They're like, okay, when you jump out of the plane, you're gonna press this. I'm like, okay. And they're like, where the fuck are you? I'm
Yeah,
like
exactly.
on the other side of the map. I'm like,
Guys,
lag.
you found a boat.
It's all lag.
yeah, exactly. Man, like I remembered, like you wanted to say, I was remembering the game that you first played with me. We almost got a chicken dinner that first fucking game.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
But we didn't get it.
No, we
We
didn't.
didn't get it.
It's all Tongue's fault, right? That's what you're trying to say here?
Not so many words, man. Yeah.
No, it was definitely my fault. I could not kill someone directly in front of me, and I got the drop on him.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, it's an unforgiving game. Like when you first start playing it, there's a bit of a learning curve to
There
it.
is,
Like,
yeah. So I think that has to be on the list. I think just this point in time.
I'm pretty okay with it making the list. Again, the other game that I'm kind of looking at is Call of Duty, actually.
Yep.
But you guys have to tell. Like, I have kind of been off the Call of Duty game in a long time. It hasn't sparked my interest at all ever since Modern Warfare, probably 3 even. But tell me about it. Yeah, you guys liked it a lot.
I mean, to be completely honest, even though it was on my list, I'm completely happy cutting it because of all the other games. Just because it was top for me for the year doesn't necessarily mean because I haven't played Odyssey, I haven't played Zelda. There's all those games I haven't played. So for me, it was one of my top games. But as a game in itself, like I said, it is mainstream. It didn't really bring too much to the table compared to what PUBG has brought. It didn't bring too much to the table compared to what Odyssey has brought. So in terms of a video game, it's there to make money, and it was
It
good.
does what it does
yeah,
well,
yeah,
right?
It doesn't
Exactly.
make money.
Fair.
Yeah, and so it was a great game, and I've enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it. But when you look at the top 5 of everything, I'm completely happy at not making the next round.
Can concur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get your dirt level on a new level, Activision. Activision? Who made? Is it Activision this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Next year will be Treyarch.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So many different developers for Call of Duty.
There's 3.
That's a lot for one series. Come on.
Well, they got to churn it out to make that billion every year,
Yeah, really.
Do they make $1 billion every year?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Like the
It's-
first 3 days.
Yeah, it's insane.
Ugh.
That's why Activision only releases 2 games.
What do they do next
Destiny
year?
and Call of Duty.
I wonder what they do next year.
Yeah.
Call
Destiny
of Duty.
and Call of Duty.
Yeah. But I like Call of Duty. They already went back to World War II. What's the twist?
I'm kind of thinking they're going to do like a Marvel versus Capcom, Destiny versus Call of Duty.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be pretty rad.
Okay, so if Call of Duty's out, we need one game that will fall off.
So what's
So we
remaining?
have Cuphead, Divinity, South Park, Odyssey, PUBG, and Zelda. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
To me, the battle is between South Park and Divinity, but I don't want to
That's
speak
where
for
I'm
everyone.
at too. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't played either game, so I
I
can't really
played-
speak to them.
I played South Park, and I know I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's like the Chinese girl. I know what is going on.
We can have you guys duke it out. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Or we can pit another game against these ones. I don't.
No,
think
I mean, I think that's the 2 games that are on the chopping block for sure for me.
Okay.
Kevin, you've played a lot of South Park. I want you to maybe you sell it because Tyler's talked a lot about Divinity. Tell me a little bit more about what makes South Park great.
Sure. Well, like you mentioned, the combat was vastly improved. I feel like the arc that they took, the story, the feel that those two, like even when you compare it to Stick of Truth, I feel like the two, it feels like an episode of South Park that just continues on.
Feels like a whole season.
Yeah, and the newest one, Fractured, it
Butthole. Say it. Okay.
the fractured butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really have to enunciate the butthole. You get to a certain points, and like you said, you've only got 7-8 hours in, but you get to a few points in the game where it feels like it's the end, and then it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
And then you feel like you get to the end, and it just keeps going. And they introduce new characters. From the series from 10 years ago, if you've been watching the series, and they'll come in and they'll completely throw the story off handle. And
Yeah. I think the game also, the big thing is it really depends on if you like South Park or not, obviously. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Like the game itself, if you strip all the South Park away from it, it's not too much. It's not too complicated either. I actually don't. I think the game starts off really slow, actually.
Yeah.
For me, and every time you go in, because you can wander in everybody's houses in this game.
Yeah.
And I find that's a little bit boring, to be honest. Like every house is exactly the same layout, which makes sense for the world of South Park.
Yeah.
But going through the house is like, there's not much except for loot the fridge, loot the drawer or whatever, go into the bedroom, do the pooping game, which is there's many.
There's a bunch.
There's a lot of pooping games.
Crap ton.
Got him.
Get out. Even the environmental puzzles are not the craziest. It's definitely better than it was in Stick of Truth. There's like small environmental puzzles where you like get into like detective vision of like Batman style.
Yeah, okay.
And you can hit a button to either throw like a firecracker on it or like fart. There's always farting something.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to a point, which I don't think is a spoiler, but anyways, you got to a point where like you have allies that allow you to access different parts of the environment too. For example, Kyle is Kite Man or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
or the
okay.
human kite,
yeah.
human kite.
Yep.
And he'll allow you to get on like roofs and stuff if there's like a little like a
Pinwheel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool.
Right. So,
But it-
sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You said something real interesting. Is that it's a game if you like South Park.
Definitely.
So if you're not a fan of South Park, is this game will it hold up? I guess. Like if someone comes in who's never heard of South Park before, they probably won't get the jokes, probably won't get the characters or anything like that.
Yeah, they may not appreciate the tribute that I guess
Yeah.
they're making, but you can still connect to the characters in a way where, like the human kite, they're not real superheroes, but you kind of get that attachment to the imagination that they've portrayed.
Sure.
And the world that they've created in their real world.
Yeah.
They've created their own Kunstagram. They've created their own characters and the way that they integrate and the history that they all have together. As best friends, just making things up. And,
Okay.
in a way it kind of brings, like, I guess, depending on your age, but, it can bring you back to when you had your group of friends and, you made things up.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I,
Okay.
I completely agree. It's
Fair.
very, it's charming in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely brings you back. You're like, oh yeah, these kids are literally just kids dicking around, but they have like this amazing imagination.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's like some of the choices they're making, like, yeah, you know, that's a really like sweet thing to do. Like they make Jimmy the Flash, for
Yeah,
example,
okay.
which is like
Sure.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they make Timmy like Professor X.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was
super
really funny too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
For me, like South Park it's super funny. Like I love the writing in that show because it was just so well done, right? But if I take away the South Park aspect of it and just look at as the game aspect of it, the combat gets really repetitive really quickly.
Yeah.
Even if you have the different powers and different things, it's still the same thing, right? Move my guy into this position. Can I hit them? Yes. Okay, cool. Knocks them back. It does whatever. And then, as Tung was saying, every house is the same pretty much. You walk in. Okay, I know I need to loot that drawer, and that fridge, and I get my stuff, and I'm out. Right? And then I go poop in the toilet. Gotta do that.
You gotta poop in the toilet. Yeah.
So it's like if I take away from all the South Parky game of it, then it's a repetitive game is what it for me at least is what it was. I got to about the same point that Tung was, and then I was kind of just like it's really funny, but the rest of the game is not hooking me.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it to the end because I love South Park.
Yeah.
It's just a funny show. But yeah, the game is starting to where it's just the same, for sure. But it's funny.
It is.
That's the
It's
thing,
really,
and I don't
really
want to take that
funny.
away because like even though we said we stripped the game away from it, like if we strip South
Yeah.
Park away from it, then it's this game.
Yeah.
If we bring that story back in, it's like, oh well, that wins a lot of points.
Yeah, it does.
I guess you
'Cause
can't really
it's like-
separate the two too much.
Because it's like the best South Park has been, right? 'Cause
Right.
They call upon so much of your nostalgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the new stuff like PC Principle.
So yeah. So what in Divinity Original Sin 2? What has it improved upon from the Divinity Original Sin 1?
Combat has
Yeah.
like I mean the first one had the same kind of mechanics in terms of you can throw down stuff and combine it and everything, but I mean they've improved like how stuff interacts with each other and
Okay.
how different combos work and stuff like that. It's a very Dungeons and Dragons type game, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it
Oh,
applies.
you're winning me over.
It applies the Dungeons and Dragons rule set, so that's you've got percent chance to hit, depending on how close you are, how far line of sight. If they're behind something, you're only going to get partial hit on them. It's good for the story too. It's got like this really really big story. It's vast, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
It's not. South Park is a very good game in that you can just like kind of pick up and go through it. It's not a super long game. It's not.
Yeah,
super
how long is
short.
that game?
I'm about 30 hours.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
long.
That's
Longer
very
than
long,
Stick of
yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like 40 hours in and I just finished like the first chapter of Divinity. But that's me like 100% clearing it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's like me going for all the side quests, trying to get everything I can, like doing multiple like playthroughs of the first chapter, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very long game, but it's a very rewarding game because everything you do has some meaning to it, right? I don't just go over this area for no reason. I go over there and there's a new encounter I didn't know about over here, or there's this random item I didn't know I was going to get that's super powerful for me, right? It's
This is tough.
Yeah, it kinda is.
I feel like one kind of consideration to make is when you look at South Park and when you say if you strip down South Park and you just have an IP of a game with the same combat, the same structure and all that, when you look at making game of the year, I guess, if you had a casual player and they went into a room and they had South Park and then they had Divinity, which game do you feel that they would be more comfortable playing?
Yeah, the casual player would probably go for South Park because I mean it's when
Right.
you can pick up a controller, just like, okay, how do I play this? Okay, got it. They're gonna have it in like 5 minutes, whereas Divinity will take a bit of work. But it's really rewarding for that work you put in, right? But I mean, for the casual gamer,
Bigger
definitely
learning
South
curve
Park.
for Divinity.
Yeah, it's a
right?
bigger learning
Because
curve.
when I think of like you're describing Divinity, which sounds really cool, but I also like it intimidates me. That's why I never really installed Divinity, even though I own it.
That's me
because-
doing like 100%. That's
Yeah.
me like, okay, I want to go talk to that person. I explore every inch of the map. I'm interacting with everything because it's just how I am. It's how I play, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But you can definitely sink a lot of time into that game.
Man, it's
I
a
don't
tough
know.
one. Yeah.
That's tough. I don't know. I'm completely on the fence.
Yeah.
I've only played South Park, so I have a bias towards it. But Divinity sounds really cool too. So I don't know.
Didn't that Mario Rabbids game, it had that same kind of principle? Where it was like that strategic...
It's XCOM style.
XCOM, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think
really
Divinity
not,
is XCOM.
No,
yeah.
it's really not XCOM
Yeah.
style.
yeah.
No.
And then, but the kind of same concept, if you took away the Mario and the Rabbids, would it be the same game? Like, would it be fun?
That game?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if it's
we're
like
talking about,
XCOM,
if it's like
yeah.
XCOM,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. Ethan?
I kind of like Kevin's argument. You take the two games, give them to this like person who doesn't have like any kind of like connection to either of them. They're probably gonna like pick up and like South Park more or less right away.
Yeah. I think at this table, and what I'm leaning towards is the affinity for South Park the show is stronger at this table.
Sure.
Which makes me like lean towards it more.
Yeah.
Where I have no connection to Divinity whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's not
That's not
great
knocking
arguments, but
Divinity.
like I know South Park and I'm comfortable with it, I guess.
I'll take that hit. That's fine. But everybody listening should go play it. It's
Well,
a
you
great
have
game.
piqued my
Yeah.
interest though.
It's
so
it's
Tyler,
if you played
people at home already hit install while they were listening to you talk about it.
if you've played Baldur's Gate, you'll love this game.
Yeah,
like
and
it's,
that's definitely the thing is like any of these games getting axed off doesn't at all mean that
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
any less quality, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, they have their strengths and weaknesses and
Yeah.
different things. Like Call of Duty is still a great game.
Yeah.
You know, even though it was axed off one of the first games, it's still a great
Yeah.
addition to the
Yeah, of
series.
course.
Yep.
For sure. We did it. We made a list of 5, but now we
Okay.
got to rank them.
all right.
So this one, I think we are in a good spot here. We'll start from 5 and work our way to number 1.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I not to interrupt, but I feel like because it just made the cut, maybe South Park could be 5.
I was
Yeah,
just going
I
to
was
say,
gonna say that.
Get out of my
Yeah, yeah.
head, friend.
Yeah.
Get out of my head.
I'm just happy it made the list because it is an awesome game.
Yeah. Number 4. What are we thinking here?
Can you repeat our top
Yes, of
5,
course. We
please?
have Cuphead, South Park, Mario, PUBG, and Zelda.
Okay.
For me, you guys can totally chime in at any point.
Yeah.
I think it's PUBG.
For 4?
Yeah, for me, anyways. But
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, please, yeah, please.
I think it ranks higher just for I don't know the amount of attention it's gotten and the amount of fun people have had with it.
people have had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like it's just super fun. You get a couple buddies, you just jump in there, and you're just like it's so rewarding.
That's the
game's-
thing,
Especially
too,
when
yeah.
you get that chicken dinner. When you get that chicken
Oh,
dinner
man.
with your buddies, you're just like you were saying with Cuphead. When you and your buddy, you're like, yeah, like you're like your heart's pounding. You're like, oh my god, guys, did you just see that? That was insane.
Yeah.
Totally. The game's not for me, honestly, but
Sure.
but I completely appreciate it. I'll probably jump back in because I did buy it, so
Yeah.
I better get my money's worth out of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like they'll just keep making it smoother and smoother until it's like an actual playable game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So are we grading on like a worldwide audience? Like,
This table. Who cares about those people?
Well, I'm just saying because
Listeners.
like for half the audience who hasn't played Zelda,
Yeah.
how are we supposed to make that the top game?
Right.
Are we saying because you said PUBG, it has that impact where it's impacted so many people, and you can get a group of people together and really have a great time with it. Whereas
Yeah.
Zelda, it's a single player experience. Half the people haven't played it or more.
Right.
So like that's just trying to find the balance of how.
I would say that PUBG is fun, but as my argument was saying earlier, it's not going to be top 1. Like it's not going to be 1 or 2 because of how janky the game is, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
How much work has to be done on it?
yeah, there's still work that needs to be done. I mean,
Sure.
It's great. You can have so much fun, but how many games have you gone and be like, I hit that guy? How did that not hit him? Right?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
point blank between you and me, shoot a shotgun and it misses, and it's
Yeah.
like nah.
yeah.
Like, okay. All right. For that, then, I think that's actually a really good argument. So I think it could go 4 with the other 3 that we
I think
have.
4 or 3, honestly.
Yeah, sure.
We could talk a little bit more. For something on PUBG, what I wish they include in it, and maybe they will, is an actual tutorial or something. They have like the island where you get to kind of dick around with stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, it is very frustrating to learn how to play the game while you're live in a game. Like I never really got, like I had to need you, Ethan, to
Yeah.
like tell me how to play while I'm like literally in like, okay,
Yeah,
run to
you're
this,
right.
run to this
Yeah.
building. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I don't have time to look at my items or my bag because I'm live right now. I have
Yeah.
to run to the next
Yeah.
point. It's frustrating.
But that's real life. Do you have time to train
Hey,
in real life?
yes, I
Don't
do.
shoot me. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. This is playing great on audio.
That was me rummaging through my bag.
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah. If you're looking through your inventory and someone walks through the door and
That's
pops
fine.
you in the face,
I just want a tutorial. Maybe they have a separate thing. It's like, this is how the game is played. That would be great.
They'll probably add that in
That would
at
be nice.
some point.
Yeah. What else are we thinking
What
here?
would be our number? Okay, what would be the competition between 3 and 4 right now?
3 and 4?
Yeah.
I feel like I know what it's gonna be.
Well, why don't you say it?
I think it's gonna be PUBG, and with this crowd, it'll probably be Odyssey.
I'd probably agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
then-
say that Odyssey might be my favorite game of the year, but
Sure.
I know it's kind of, if no one's played the game, no one's played the game. Like there's only so much I can talk about it. But yeah, I think that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, I think Mario, Super Mario Odyssey is an amazing like Mario game. But I guess like just for me, it's like what's the most innovative? Like what's the thing that pushes the games more? I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. Like for me, like Mario is the icon in video games,
Yeah.
right? He kind of started it, and to see that they keep doing it again and again and making a game that's just blows the last one out of the water, and
Yeah.
again making something that might be the best Mario game, 3D anyways, is just impressive that they keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the amount of thought and care they like literally put into this thing, and you can tell like this is like Nintendo's baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would that be? So it would be PUBG for 4.
Mario for 3.
Yeah, Mario for 3.
Sure.
Okay.
Cuphead 2.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zelda 1.
That's
That's what I'm thinking. Well, what about Kevin?
Oh yeah.
I would agree. It's definitely good to give respect to Cuphead.
Yeah.
To see like there's a lot of charm in that where you see a studio go like all in.
Yeah.
And put something like their heart and soul into something that they truly believe in, and then see it do so well.
Yeah, and just kill it.
Just
Yeah.
like all those animations, hand drawn. Like
Yeah,
all of that. is
that blew me
hand-drawn.
away when I found that out.
So it's like if you go through like if you take like the first boss with the plant thing, right? He's doing one of his like animations. It's like if you actually like go through it, it's like 27 frames for
Yeah.
his first little animation, and that's like 10 seconds worth of his whole thing.
I think what's
So-
impressive about Cuphead 2 going on the animation is that you literally can be like, hey, come in here. Someone who doesn't even watch video games, come in here, look at this.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, let me
looking.
play that.
They probably don't want to play it because
Yeah.
they'll die.
So that's another thing too. Like I would be playing it on my computer. My parents or my sister would come in and like, "What's that game? What is? Oh, that's so cool looking.
Yeah.
What is that?" And they would just like keep talking to me. Oh, did you play more Cuphead tonight, Ethan? Like,
Laura does that too,
Yeah.
but she says, you guys playing Clap Hand tonight? And now it's just her running joke.
guys playing that mug cup.
Yeah.
God, what is in his mug?
Yeah.
Forever a mystery.
It's such an incredibly tight playing game, and it's just
That's another
beautiful.
thing that's crucial to those kinds of games. With like the bullet hell games, you need to have super tight controls to
Yeah.
feel like you're not being fucked over.
And it reminds me a lot about Punch Out too, in a way, in
Okay.
the way that you die a lot and
Yeah.
you just learn the patterns. It's all about pattern learning in Cuphead, right? And then it's just
Yep.
up to you for your fingers to move fast
Execution.
enough to
Yeah.
like do it.
Yeah.
But you
Muscle
like
memory.
I remember like every time we start a new level, we're like, there's no way I'm gonna beat this boss. There's no way. And then you get a little bit further,
Yeah.
a little bit further,
Yeah.
and then you win, and you're like,
it's so challenging but so rewarding at the same time.
yeah, definitely, and absolutely pisses me off.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It's one of those games at the end of it, you're like, this game.
Yeah,
and then
fuck
like next
that.
year, you're like, man, I really want to play Cuphead.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can't see
Jesus.
like I can't wait to play more Cuphead. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And you go to the fountain and see how many times you've died.
Yeah,
You're
that's
How do I keep coming here?
it's so exactly it's so sadistic.
2,000. Yeah, no.
It's
it's-
over.
Actually,
9,000.
actually, how many deaths have you have so far?
I actually don't remember now, but
Damn,
like a
okay.
lot.
When I finished it, it was like 508 or something like that.
No, like ours is way more.
Well, you're playing like we were saying earlier, like 2-player. I feel like is way harder than 1-player.
Yeah.
Just because it's double the health, I think, of the bosses,
Yep.
and then
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you can do black and white too and unlock that.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's a thing on it, but I might have spoiled it. So whatever, the game's have been out for a while.
spoilers.
I think you have to like do like some pretty crazy stuff, like not die.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
impossible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think the soundtrack of Cuphead also like made Apple Music's like top 10 list one week in jazz.
Oh fuck.
So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man.
That's pretty cool.
That King Dice song is goat. It's like
No, the king dies.
I'm the greatest in the land.
And finally, we have Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I mean,
This fucking game, man.
Yeah.
this game.
It's just, that's all you need to say of this game.
Honestly.
And we're done.
Yeah,
Let's go,
exactly.
boys.
Yeah, the game introduces a lot of things that like can frustrate people, like the stamina meter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like you get used to it really quickly,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it's crazy.
Like,
I
they
wish
just-
cooking was faster. That's my.
Sure, but I mean that jingle though is so great.
I know.
Yeah.
When you get that jingle right, you're like, oh.
And like the open world portion of it is just so well done too, right? Like you're only really contained for the first like hour of the game, and
Yep.
then after that, it's like, all right, you want to go fight Ganon?
Who the fuck you want?
Go ahead, have
you
fun.
could. Yeah, you could run to Ganon's castle and just fight him right then.
I
and there.
spent 45 hours in that game, and then I deleted my save by accident.
Yeah.
It's a whole story. It's a whole story. I was trying to make a quick look
It's
or a let's
tragic.
play, and I've never actually finished the game, even though I have all the DLC and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I will say that the hardest part about that game is going back to that game.
Yeah,
Sure.
For any game though, you know, like you spend
Yep.
too much time away from it, and then you just lose that same magic you had when you first picked it up.
yeah. Plus, like if you've lost your save file, you got to go through all the stuff. you've
Yeah,
already
and the
done
beginning
before.
stuff of
It's like-
Zelda is kind of rough.
Yeah,
If
Yeah.
you've played it already, I mean.
yeah.
But yeah, even still, that game is definitely probably the best.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it's just like touching on like the open world stuff. It's like when you're playing Link to the Past or when you were playing Ocarina of Time. They both had like open world kind of like ideas there, but this is the game. I think Breath of the Wild was the game we all saw in our heads when we were kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this
Like,
is what
this
the
is
game
what-
you wanted to do after Ocarina of Time. You're
Yeah.
like, I want it bigger now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what you dreamed about basically.
Yeah.
And just Nintendo-izes the open world genre basically.
Yeah. And that's why Nintendo had a killer year.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. But we have our top 5 list.
Yeah.
We have South Park.
Number 5,
What's the title?
The Fractured Butthole.
Thank you. I was
Very
waiting
well
for that.
done.
And then we have PUBG.
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Thank you. We have Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah. And number 2, we have Mugman.
Mugman. What's in that mug?
Yo, next Halloween, I'm going as Mugman.
I'll be Cuphead. I'll do that couple's costume.
And we have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yes. We did it.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, we did it, guys. We finally did it.
We
Now,
did it.
at the end of the show, we're going to list off our honorable mentions, games that we didn't get to quite nominate, but we would still want to give a shout out to. And then maybe some games you wanted to play, but you never had a chance. So I'll go first. I had on my list Cuphead, Mario Odyssey, Zelda, Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, South Park, Steam World Dig 2, which is very good. And then games I wish I played was like Wolfenstein. Everyone
Yeah,
kept talking
yeah.
about that game. Never got around to it. Nier, everyone kept talking about that. Never
Yeah.
got around to that.
No.
Hollow Knight, I played for like 10 minutes.
Right.
And then I played South Park
Good,
instead.
it's a good game.
And I'm curious about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Origins.
This is like okay things about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, that's a good game. I'm like,
GTA Egypt is what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Hell yeah.
I'm into
Gonna
that.
carjack that.
Yeah. Tyler, what do you got?
On my list, I had Cuphead, Breath of the Wild, Berseria, Persona 5, PUBG, Divinity Original Sin 2, and the one that wasn't mentioned was Bendy and the Ink Machine.
What?
I don't even know what
I've
that
not
is.
heard of that game.
That is another indie game
Okay.
from Ottawa that blew up. It's Markiplier played it on YouTube and just like it blew up. It had like a couple million hits like instantly.
Nice.
So it's kind of like they've been doing episodically. It's a horror game.
Ooh, okay.
It's like the same thing as like Cuphead's, where it's like it's set in the 1920s, 1930s. You're an animator that's going back to his studio. Like it's a horror fun. It's fun. It's good.
Cool.
It's good fun.
Cool. Ethan.
Hello. Okay, so top, or I guess the games, PUBG, obviously, Breath of the Wild, Cuphead, Night in the Woods, Hollow Knight, Pyre I played, which is really great.
Oh, yeah.
Had some issues with it, but it's still a really good game. Horizon, Zero
yeah,
Dawn. I'm surprised. I'm
yeah.
surprised no one
I
nominated
thought
that.
about it. I
Yeah,
thought
but
about it.
so I got some issues with that game, so that's why I didn't nominate it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, going on, games that I wish I could have played was actually Persona 5, Enemy Within.
XCOM.
No, not Enemy Within. The Evil Within.
Yeah.
I don't know. I that game kind of like took me by surprise. I've watched some people play it. I'm like, this game actually looks really sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the list there for me.
And Kevin.
So aside from my main ones, South Park, For Honor, and Call of Duty, I also had Ukulele.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sick.
That's hilarious.
As a longtime banjo fan,
Oh,
yeah.
it was actually really good. It was really well done.
Kazooie or Tui? What's your preference?
Both, like, I
Hell
don't
yeah.
know, they were both amazing.
The right answer.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Cool.
All of them.
I also had Outlast 2.
I didn't even know they made another Outlast.
Yeah.
Either.
It was supposed to come out last Halloween, and then it was delayed till the spring, but it was crazy.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really play horror games, but that one just, like, way out there.
I
Nice.
keep downloading horror games and never playing them. I'm scared. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
I
Too
don't want
scared to
to.
click.
It was pretty crazy. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't play horror games, but that one was mind crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
My nuts.
And I feel like I have to say it because it needs to be said, but I feel like Pokemon Go has really come together this year.
But it's not even a game that came out this year.
because we were talking about games in preview
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
in beta.
Yeah, true.
You know, like something like Sea of Thieves. You know,
Yeah.
it's been in beta for a long time,
Yeah.
and now it finally has a release date next year. But like, it was in beta almost this whole year, so it's been playable. Like,
Yeah.
in
Right.
a way, right? And I feel like Pokemon Go was released super basic, and now it's like really
It's
getting
good.
deep.
It's fleshed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Laura still plays it.
It's
She's never stopped. So
yeah, it's getting pretty expansive.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
And then they're doing the Harry Potter one after.
They
Yeah.
are.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys played HQ?
Yeah.
No, I just heard about this game.
That's crazy.
Man.
It's weird.
Yo, you guys want to do HQ right now?
No, we missed it by
Damn.
an hour.
Yeah, I got the message.
Okay.
Yeah, we could have won some money tonight.
Oh, damn.
That'd be
Okay,
kinda sick.
guys, we got to the end of the show. We did it. Lots of discussion, but honestly, for something like this, we gotta give it its due. You
Yeah.
know, Tyler, thank you for being on the show. How was your very first podcast?
It was good. The very first podcast. It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You have some fun.
I had some fun.
have some giggles.
Had some giggles.
And what else did you have?
Some poops.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that. I'm sorry, everyone. Do you have anything to plug? What's going on in your life?
No, I really, I'm really basic, guys. I don't have much.
Well, you
like-
develop video
Yeah,
games.
I
was
do.
gonna say.
I develop video games. I mean, there's nothing. I don't want to be like, yo, go. All right, go check out my games, my company's games, NFL Rush Game Day and CFL Football Frenzy. Woo!
And your company's name is?
Relish Interactive.
There you go.
Perfect.
You work for a video game company and you don't even say it. Come on. Ethan, what's going on in the life of Ethan Howieson?
So I am a rapper producer as well as a video gamer. I go by the name Ethan Alexander on the internet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I am in a duo called Dead Sect. We released an EP in October. It is called The Body in the Hallway Won't Stop Twitching. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, all of that stuff. If you like lyrical heavy bangers for rap, or something you can bump in your car, but you can also be like, yeah, it's a sick bar.
Yo, you guys should listen to this album. It's tight, first of all, and I worked out to it, and it makes you feel,
Yeah, it
Makes you feel tight.
That's something it can help you out with. It can get you those gains.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I also released a solo album earlier this year called Every Seed Must Die. It's just on SoundCloud and Bandcamp, I think. But yeah,
Cool.
if you like rap music, check it out.
Love it, Kevin.
Nice. Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Xbox. I did.
Yeah?
I feel like we should close out the show with one game we're looking forward to next year.
Wow.
Ooh.
How deep is that?
You trying to be co-host right now?
I'm like right in there. I'm leading the
Well,
way.
before we do that, do you have anything to plug in your life?
I'm on Xbox. Aesthetical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you streaming? Are you one of those people?
I did. I kind of went on hiatus now that I'm doing other things.
Oh, right. Yes. Right.
Yes. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm still fostering communities on Xbox.
Cool.
So you can add me there. And yeah, I do the Twitter thing sometimes, but I curate a Tropical House playlist on Spotify,
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
which everyone should be listening to.
Fuck
Cool. You should send it to me. And we'll
Yeah,
link
actually-
it in the show notes. Any game you guys said you said? What are you looking forward to next year?
Starting off with me.
Yeah,
sure.
Crackdown 3.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm doing big stuff with that game, so I'm actually gonna be in it
What?
as like a little preview spoiler.
Wow.
Oh, the exclusive.
Yo, we got the exclusive. Yo, yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
That's really
awesome.
chill. That's awesome.
That's cool. Is Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out finally?
It's supposed to.
Let's hope so.
Then that's what I'm looking forward to.
Hell yeah.
Or is Last of Us 2, I guess, is coming out
Yep.
too this year.
Oh, you
I need to get a
you
freaking
took
PS4.
my fucking game, dude.
Okay, is that your game?
That's my game. I'm
Yeah.
so excited for that.
We can
game.
all be excited for the same game.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Tyler?
I'm so torn between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yo, missed opportunity. They should have called it something else.
Yeah.
Red Dead. I don't know.
I'll throw in. I think the new God of War games coming out
Oh yeah,
next year
that
too, right?
looks
that looks
sweet.
really good.
I think 2018 is going to be a good year for games.
Again, another good year.
Another good year.
A great year. A great year.
This year is gonna be
Guys,
another good year.
The world is shit, but video games are good.
Oh yeah.
And with that, I think we're going to close off. How's that sound?
Yeah,
Sounds
sounds
great.
good.
Guys,
good.
thank you so much for listening to the episode. And if you want to hear more from me, I have another show called The Improv Punch Up, which airs every other Thursday. That's not a ranked week. Okay. Who wants to sign out here?
I think it should rock paper scissors between Kevin and Tyler.
Yep.
What do we sign it out with?
Say bye to the people at home.
my
Give them what they
God.
want.
Yeah.
Well, should we do a live on cast rock paper scissors?
Yeah. Here we go.
We got to do it like a shaker thing as we do the fist thing.
Okay.
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my god.
That was like
I know it's so delayed. Okay.
oh,
This is playing great.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Oh.
Kevin, tell the people bye.
Have yourself a lovely evening, and we'll see you again soon.